I just wanted to make one last video to just finalize my house project. Kind of thought that last one was the final one, but I have a couple little tweaks, and also wanted to show what it's like after a week using my ZoneMinder system, just the results have gotten. So this is my home theater. I got all the speaker wires up and everything, so the rear speakers are back there, and those are all wired now. So now this essentially has no wires to it. I did the curtain there. These wires are still the two side, the left and right speakers. I could get a white wire, or I could like tack this up, but I haven't thought about that yet, so not too worried about it. It doesn't look too bad. I don't know if this style looks terrible, but it looks okay to me. You can't see anything behind it, and basically it's somewhat of a clean look, just a curtain, TV. I still do have this stand, which I modified. I thought I could cover this with the curtain, but I can't, I guess. So I'm thinking about maybe one day painting it, but I'm not too worried about that either. So that's how I mount the front speaker so high up and without having anything else on the wall. This TV is mounted to the wall back there on this 4x4 that I put across. So it's pretty stable. So yeah, here's what's behind the curtain. Just my same stuff I had before: receiver, sub, and home theater PC. Yeah, and it's all controlled by a remote. The remote has my system back there has a CEC connection, so I can, when I turn on the computer, it turns on the TV and speakers for me, and it changes the volume that way. So it's basically one RF connection. Everything works. So that was my home theater. Here, let me show my ZoneMinder system. Basically, after a week, I showed this last week, but after a week, I'll just show kind of the results. My dog's kind of crying right now because I'm not paying attention to her. So these are my 4 HD cameras. They have their events triggered from my standard definition cameras, and I made a filter to delete any standard definition events. So the event will just trigger the HD to record, and then once it's done, eventually those standard definition events will be deleted. So I just have the HD ones. So I have cameras here that are HD and SD. They're the same, like the front SD and front. Those are the two streams coming from the camera. I use this one to trigger, so it uses less CPU just analyzing this image, but then it records on both, and then it deletes the recording on here. So that's kind of how I'm doing it right now. You can see after about 7 days at some of the events I have 359. Here's like a listing of events, and it shows the time and everything. There's me running. And you can just kind of go through stuff. So I'm just clicking through the different events. Basically, anytime it sees motion on the SD camera, it'll record. So there's my wife taking my dog for a walk. There's her walking home. There's her going off to work or something. So, yeah. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. I guess the back one will show more of my my dog. Actually, let's show the garage ones. Oh, that's a live view, sorry. I think that's a live view. Yeah, these are the events. So, I actually saw one of these. There was a skunk in my neighborhood, and you could see it running under the car, and it triggered the floodlights out there. So that was kind of cool to catch it on camera. I'm just going through different events. Let's see what this one is. These night ones are kind of boring because a lot of them are just like a little bug or something triggering the thing. Let me get a good day one. Let's see, something during the day. Here you go. This is probably me going to work, 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's me going to work, my crappy old car. So yeah, that's basically how it works. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, there's another view here that's kind of cool, is if you click on the events, click on timeline. So this is a timeline for this camera, so you can kind of see when events happened. So if you see anything out of the ordinary, or you can set up triggers and stuff. There's an app that I use, ZM Pro. You can actually set up an event server, and it'll notify your phone if you really want. I don't know if there's rules, so you could set up like only notify me if it's happening when I shouldn't expect it. So that'd be kind of cool. So it's like, when people come to your front door during the day or something. Like you don't care about it if it's like when you're home necessarily, but okay. So that's the timeline view, and then I'll show this. This is how much space it's taking. This is on my FreeNAS server where it's storing the images. That's for a week, about 29 gigs. So about 4 gigs a day, maybe a little bit more. So I'm gonna keep about 2 weeks, so 60 gigs of events. So not too bad. It's not taking a huge amount of space. I mean, if you weren't storing on a server, that'd be kind of an issue. It's a lot of writing, I guess. That's not a huge amount, but so that's basically it. Use about 30 gigs a week, so you can figure out how much storage you need to store however many events you need. I could just record all the time, but I think I did the math and it would be like impossible to keep HDs of that. So yeah, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's basically the conclusion of my setup. All right, I'll see you guys later.